ontogeny.
All right, hopefully that worked. Can you see or hear me right now? Sometimes this is a little buggy, and it'll tell me it's working when it's not. So let's let you ground truth that, chat, and you tell me if that worked. Let's see. All right, beautiful. Well, thank you. Welcome to Paleontologizing, everybody. It's great to have you here. Welcome once again to the beautiful and desolate remote desert of eastern Utah, here near the town of Moab. It's a delightful 96 degrees, something like that, I'm guessing. So much cooler than it has been. And we're here digging up some more dinosaurs, and you are along for the ride, so buckle up, everybody. If it's your very first time here, then welcome to Paleontologizing. My name is Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. and I'm here on Twitch trying to do some good old-fashioned science outreach. So what does that entail? Well, normally, I'm back at home in my office in the San Francisco Bay Area talking about some of the latest publications in vertebrate paleontology, talking about new discoveries, answering questions, interviewing other paleontologists, doing art and illustrations and 3D printing and stuff like that. But it's summertime.
Ontogeny.
That means I'm out in the field digging dinosaurs. You know, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm at home during the summer. And it's a pleasure to be able to bring you along for the ride and, you know, show you what this is like rather than just telling you. So, if anybody's here for the first time, here's some ground rules. Let's try and keep chat family friendly. This is supposed to be an all ages broadcast. Ask as many questions as you have, whatever you're curious about. It's the whole point of these streams. So don't hesitate with those questions. Yeah. Without further ado, let's go down there into the quarry, and I'll get back to work. And I'll show you what this is like. Yeah. Let's see here. And Just Joanne says, hey, it's my first time here. I just found out about you from a friend. Doing a children's dinosaur story time for a child using toys. Very nice, Joanne. Well, welcome. If you've got any questions about any of those dinosaurs, let me know. Go over here to the quarry. Here's my equipment set up here with the streaming gear. Satellite dish, router, yada yada. You guys have seen this before. But here's the quarry, and we've got some new space opened up just today. Oh, and there's some jacketing going on. Beautiful. Very nice. Let me get that undercut done. Beautiful.
Carly's getting her first burlap plaster experience here.
Yeah, what do you think so far, Carly?
It's fun. I like it.
Yeah. So, long-time viewers have seen this a bunch of times, but putting together what we call a field jacket, or a plaster jacket. It's made of plaster of Paris and burlap. And this is the protective cocoon that we put around fossils, large fossils in the field, so we can get them safely back to the laboratory without them falling apart. So yeah. Yeah, and this is Carly's first time making a big jacket like this, so yeah, nice.
Terribly exciting.
It's a rite of passage, you know. Yeah. And let's see, Bravo Alpha Echo says, what do you and your crew think about the discovery of the mammal eating a dinosaur discovered in China? Yeah, I don't think that's what it's doing.
Well, it is eating it, it's just not alive anymore.
Yeah, it's not a predation event, necessarily.
And we know that species already ate the same kind of dinosaur.
Yeah, Repenomamus has been found with...
It's eating a dead dinosaur.
Yeah.
But it did consume the babies of that same dinosaur species.
Yeah.
We have fossils of that have been in since the early 2000s.
So
it's not particularly surprising that...
Nothing groundbreaking.
It's a pretty incredible fossil, but
no,
it's not
it's a really cool find.
Game
It's just, yeah, it's not...
It's been a little overhyped, maybe.
Changing the way science is...
We've got to rewrite our theories!
Yeah, Repenomamus is a cool guy.
But yeah. Just Joanne says, do you think that dragons were really pterosaurs?
Dragons weren't real.
Honestly, no, yeah. Like, human beings are really imaginative, you know, people. Human beings are imaginative people.
People always say, too, it's like, how come every culture has a dragon? It's
They
like,
don't.
It's like, well, one culture's dragon is made out of, has scales and a forked tongue, and another one looks like a bear, so it's not even the same. It's not the same idea.
We just call them all dragons, even though, they're not related to each other in any way.
Big scary monster, sometimes with scales.
Yeah.
Those dragon.
Yeah. There were, ancient cultures, people found fossils, but there's not really a lot of evidence that anybody really, tried to reconstruct.
Identify.
Yeah, systematically study these things and try and figure out what they looked like in life.
People always talk about how Native Americans and other folks, other first peoples must have found dinosaurs and had all kinds of ideas about them.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it happened occasionally, but to see a skeleton in the ground, you almost never see them exposed well enough where you know what you're looking at. Even scientists.
I mean, it'll look like this.
Like blobs of brown stuff.
And this is after really careful excavation.
Yeah,
you know?
It's very unlikely that you're going to stumble on something that is obviously a giant bone.
Right. And then be able to interpret it as such.
The natives here in Utah walking around the Morrison, they must have saw.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
For sure, yeah.
I've seen limb bones big as me laying on the ground.
Shafts of things, or bits of backbone and stuff.
But to
I don't think they would have had a relatively complete or even.
Yeah.
You know.
For that to like inspire the legend of some sort of dinosaur-like animal or something, I think is pretty unlikely.
Track sites.
Oh yeah. That's another story. Yeah. Yeah, and shoot, that goes on into kind of more recent times, like Noah's Raven. Who was that? Hitchcock, I think. Who? Yeah, who was digging those tracks on the East Coast?
800-year-old petroglyphs at track sites show perfect reconstruction of the track, and then smaller ones incorporated into birds.
Now that's interesting.
I mean, absolutely the interpretation of the site. It was a cover story. Survey notes one.
I need to take a look at that. That's really. I need to take a look at that publication. That sounds really cool. Yeah, sorry about the noise, everybody, but it's a little windy.
It's really obvious.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
And same conclusion to Hitchcock. 500 years later.
Then it was, a giant bird, which is pretty close. I mean, birds are living dinosaurs, so yeah, they were more right than anybody realized until recently.
I think I'm just gonna wrap it on.
Yeah. How many dinosaurs breathed fire or kidnapped princesses? Not too many, I don't think. Yeah.
Well, if Mesozoic mammals had a structure like naked mole rats, then maybe they did kidnap the occasional
Kidnap queens, yeah. And eat them. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Arlie, thank you for the reminder. A very, very happy birthday to Nana Tyrannus, who turns 83 today. It's my grandmother. Nana, if you're watching, love you. Happy birthday. And Weetabix and Otto the Potato, you're almost kind of right about that. I think they were dwarf elephant skulls that may have been found in the Mediterranean. They weren't quite mammoths, were they?
They were mammoths.
They were mammoths. Oh, I stand corrected. Okay.
Well, there's also Elephas falconeri, which is not a mammoth.
Oh, okay.
It's a different species of the genus Elephas, which is a dwarf elephant.
That's the one I'm thinking
there
of,
were
yeah.
dwarf elephants and Elephas, dwarfs. And potentially dwarfs of the genus Paraloxodon, I think. So I think there were 3 genera of dwarf mammoths in the Mediterranean. Or dwarf proboscideans, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I have a command about this. If somebody types in ! mythology, because I get the question all the time.
Yeah, what was that woman?
Adrienne Mayer, yeah, that's her book. The First Fossil Hunters is the title of the book. If you're interested in this kind of thing, but it gets tricky. Like, these things are really difficult to test scientifically.
Can you grab me that question?
Anyway. Yeah. But let me sit down the camera and we'll get back to work here. Let me push this wheelbarrow out of the way a little bit. I'll put the camera down first.
It's very many here. It's quite a bit of They should go together.
closer.
The one you just used.
And yep, it is the second or third layer on the bones over there that Fisher was working on.
Third, yeah.
Third, yeah. And Executive Storm, well shoot, sorry I missed your 3-year sub alert, but thank you for the 3 years of support. Holy cow. That is extraordinary. Should I just put a bucket here? So we don't have to... Would that be easier? Or...
The noise?
No, it's not the noise. I don't want the camera to get beaten.
Yeah, it wouldn't
big
hurt.
rock.
I have one here, I just got empty it too.
Here, I'll get it. I got it for you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
I don't know what that one you had.
Take this in the meantime. An interesting question from, what was it? Big Dino Kairos. Let's say, do we think Paracetus would have weighed more than a blue whale, or are they overestimating the weight? I don't know. I think that depends on... I haven't read the paper yet. I think that probably depends on whether they use modern whales as their model for figuring out how dense and heavy it would be. Because that thing, it's probably not got the same density as a modern whale, I would imagine. The fact that it's got so much crazy pachystosis in its bones probably shows that it would be a little bit different.
Yeah, like a manatee.
Yeah. Because manatees are actually fairly buoyant, right? And they've got to really fight against that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this big...
make it so fat.
Yeah.
Trying to give it that same, body of buoyancy. Instead of fight. Hypothetical.
But it's a really exciting find, even if it doesn't turn out to be...
That's got a girth of 3 kilo whales.
That's insane. Wow. That is a pretty wide beam there. Talking about ocean vessels. Holy moly, that's huge. See here. And you're welcome, Big Dino Kairos. Thanks for being here. Good question. I'd actually be really interested to see those same methods applied to like the biggest ichthyosaurs, like Shonosaurus and stuff like that. How massive did they get?
I don't think that's on a map, huh?
It might not be.
Should be on this one. That should be.
At what elevation did you discover the fossil? You mean like above sea level? Or do you mean,
5'9".
I mean, the first fossils in this quarry were found on the surface. That's why, you know, we dug in this particular spot. You don't just go dig a random hole anywhere. You know, you find bits and pieces at the surface that tell you that there's something there in the first place.
The question, what elevation are we at?
I don't think so. I think it's probably like... Oh. That's just the center pull there. Here, I'll get that. And Phoenix90, holy cow, thank you so much for those 5 gift subs. I appreciate the support. Thanks for helping keep me on the air. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. Excellent. And Ant Streams, how are you doing? Welcome, Bolens. I hope you're doing well. Hope you and Lita and the baby are all... yeah, hope things are peachy keen with you. Thanks for being here. All the last piece of wood finally fell off of them. Oh, thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate that. And Spartan, holy cow, thank you for those 5 gift subs. Beautiful. That's excellent. Hey, are we expecting Ken today?
At about 5, yeah.
Nice.
Big Ken.
Yeah. Is he gonna hike up, or are somebody gonna go pick him up?
Good question. Maybe he'll, I don't know. He'll probably text us.
Cool.
Depending.
Keep it going horizontal. I mean, we really don't need
horizontal.
We don't need to trench really around it yet. We want to keep. We've got 6 days to keep working this. So, I mean, we don't need to be like trenching. We just need to be clearing. So.
This stuff is just extremely hard, so I don't see a reason to really kill myself over this.
No.
So this is something that has to be done for this as well.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, this is the easy part. That's the hard part.
I agree.
We got a hype train going. Beautiful. Thank you for that support.
Oh no.
Over there.
Kind of looks like a nugget. Yeah, it doesn't look very important.
Sweet. Ready to send for a small hammer.
It's gonna be ready to flip here in 20 minutes.
Sweet.
Or maybe less, honestly.
Jody Fish, thank you for the 5 subs. That is brilliant. I really appreciate it, Jody Fish. Thank you, thank you. Excellent. It's 5 more people who won't have to watch any ads for the next 30 days.
Yeah.
And Jody Fish, thank you. People came to see this, not ads. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jody Fish.
Also kind of
And Holy Lifton, thank you for those 5 gift subs. That's incredible. Brilliant. Thank you, thank you. Golganek, thank you for those 100 bits. Lovely. Phenomenal. An Executive Storm, holy cow, thank you for the gift subs. Brilliant. 5 of them. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you.
It's super loose, man. Look, it's like it's almost ready to go. Give it a little more time.
That come about, Ethan?
What?
You thought that Grateful Dead sounded like cats? What was it?
It was just the guitar solo was just very, which is great.
No, it's excellent.
Very cat-like. Yeah.
No, and that reminded me of the Cat Piano Classics channel on YouTube, where there's all these different, songs covered with a plastic children's cat piano.
Aww.
I'm pretty sure I had a book as a kid that had like a list of like weird instruments, and one of them was like a piano where the hammers hit like the tails of cats and they make noises.
Oh no!
I don't know if it's real or not.
I doubt the cats. That sounds like something out of a
Brothers Grimm or something.
Or like a cartoon from the 1920s. Huh. Tommy Ploticus, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. And what bones are they working on? You know what? Let me show you. Clean this off a little bit, and then... Actually, would you mind if I put a fresh coat of glue on this?
I don't know.
It's not super necessary, but like, it'll show up better on camera if we do.
Sure. I think, yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted, I've got a new brush. Brush it on.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Just a minute, and I'll show you this up close.
Might take a minute. Yeah, I did notice when I was watching.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hard to see what it is.
Don't worry, the professor just put a new dead pot on for today.
A dead pot?
The dead pot, that's what we were listening to last night.
Oh.
Every Friday.
Gotcha.
Another set.
I put my hand behind my back, felt something cold and metallic, and I looked behind it, and it was my finger between the chisel and the sledgehammer, and Fisher was just like, I just like almost got my finger completely destroyed.
Yeah, don't like to do that. I've done it. That's all you need once with 10-pound sledge on the thumb.
And it's over. That thumb is...
No more thumb.
Goodbye, thumb.
Yeah, it'll pop like great.
That was very old school. It's like it's like using a brush. It looks like an old Roy Chapman Andrews video or something.
Just gonna say it looks like some of the RCA. We're doing some archival footage from the Gobi.
All the bone just like rips off and sticks to the brush or something. That was pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's good that way you just get on the bone and not like on the rock.
Yeah.
The lid over there? Yeah, cool. Thanks, Don.
That's really good.
Yeah, here, let me show you, chat. This is a bone that I uncovered the other day, and we're still working on it. There we go. It looks pretty limby, like it could be a femur, potentially.
I think femur's probably correct.
Right there. Yeah. So
head of the femur there. Hip socket.
Could be, yeah. And then it's going to continue going in this direction. We're leaving this here now because I pulled the trunk off earlier and it took a little bit of bone with it. And Ethan helped me reconstruct that. Well, Ethan really did the work. He's the expert at this sort of thing. But yeah. So it takes a trained eye to be able to spot bone like that in the ground. It takes some experience, but yeah, that's what we're here for. But yeah. Anyway, hope that makes some sense. So we're clearing off this area over here so that we can figure out how long that goes, and then we can trench around it to eventually do like that. Coat it in a field jacket out of plaster and burlap, and then get that sucker out of here, back to the laboratory. So yeah. How many jackets do we have so far, you think, Don? Yeah.
A lot of little giants. 5 or 6 big guys and 20 plus gypsonas.
Nice.
Does anyone wrap up?
Well, we will have.
We're over 100 on the log sheet. What did we start at? Like the 70s? Probably?
Sounds about right.
They're over 110 now.
110. Wow.
Probably 35 or 40 altogether.
Nice.
This year.
That's just this summer, yeah. Not too shabby.
I believe Mike Vandenberg has been watching this.
Why is that?
He'll be like
Filling up the core center.
filling up the course center.
What are you guys doing out there?
Stop collecting.
Stop finding fossils.
Give us money for another preparator. Please.
We need somebody to clean these fossils. Ethan can't do all of it. Nor can Don.
Well, I've got other duties too.
Hopefully I'll be done with the Utah Raptor State Park stuff.
Yeah. Still ready to come up with something else.
I think next time I'll be like, yeah, I mean, if they probably should charge me for my time. If they would only like a couple of weeks worth of salary, probably.
And if so, well, Brooks do it.
What's that?
And what's the name? Well, Brooks do it. That's not my focus. The Prehistoric Museum. in St. George.
Ready to go?
Wait, the longer the better. If I was waiting.
There's not find much else to do at the moment. Much else to do other than like undercut it at the moment.
Yeah, it might be something even. Yeah. Getting pretty solid. Especially that driver back. That's really good.
The test begins.
Burlap wars.
To soak, or not to soak? That is the question.
Whether 'tis nobler in the field. Suffer the slings and arrows of dry burlap. Or with the water ending. David asked, what dinos, apostrophe S, are you finding today? Some more iguanodontians. Shoot, let me show you.
Hey, we took out a little theropod.
Yeah. How much of that theropod do we have now? Like,
Well, if it is your, I mean, it could be somebody new. You know?
Yeah.
If it's Gavuccia, vertebral columns and pelvic elements. What else, Don? That's about it, I think. Enough diagnosis. But this would be the first limb bone.
nice. Yeah, so that might be what Jim's got over there. Might be a meat-eating dinosaur, not too.
We've already pulled it out.
Oh yeah.
It's ready. It's just dying. So we can label it.
If it is your Gavuccia, then it'll be something pretty similar to this guy right here, Velociraptor, which you might think you're familiar with from the Jurassic Park movies, but well, it gives you a basic idea. I don't know.
Now, the new
Actual Velociraptor is a little different.
don't occur in the U.S. at all.
Interesting. So Ornitholestes wouldn't be a Velociraptorine?
Nope, they'd be their own group with Deinonychus. Like two
Interesting.
groups. That's what, people are buzzing about in the background. It's got to be published, but
Interesting.
yeah, interesting.
See? It's the kind of thing you get here.
A Chiroraptor?
Yeah. What's that guy like?
I think that's a Velociraptor, right? Supposedly.
I don't know. Yeah. Good question. This.
I mean, Ethan, they're really pushing now that all of ours and all the Asian ones are separate.
What?
Interesting.
Part of James
There'd be a deep split.
Part of James Mountain situation.
Yeah. It'd be an interesting to have the split go that far back. There's no back and forth.
This bone that we have right here is from an animal pretty similar to this, what we call an iguanodontian dinosaur. This is iguanodon, but ours would most certainly be more similar to Iguana colossus, which is from the Cedar Mountain Formation. But this guy might actually be older than Iguana colossus, and if that's the case, it's going to be a new genus. That's why this is so important to dig up. Why we need every bone of it that we can get. That's a beaky plant-eating dinosaur, what we call an ornithopod. And these guys may have been the ancestors, or close to the ancestors, of your duck-billed dinosaurs from later in the Cretaceous. There we go.
One not so Colossus Kirkland dog.
I mean, it might be closer to Camposaurus.
That would be cool.
It would be interesting.
Why is this thing? There we go. That's better.
That'd be a fun one.
Jody Fish says, what are the odds of this being an arm bone rather than a leg bone?
Pretty slim, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty femoral, but...
Pretty army, or pretty leggy, rather.
Yeah. It'd be difficult, I don't know. It'd be hard to turn that into a humerus, but... stranger things have happened, I suppose. We'll have a better idea.
Some bones have
maybe
moved.
Tomorrow. It's a joke from earlier today. Yeah.
What was that?
I was just thinking there's probably going to be another bone under there in a minute.
Under here? Let's hope
No,
so.
it'll get into here.
This rock is just not going to bust up with that little ice pick.
Yeah. No, but it'll probably feel.
I'm going to give this some time to kind of disassemble with the air, and I'm going to peel this away for now.
Sorry, is that copyrighted? Did you get the memo?
Somebody put a link to that in the chat. Darude Sandstorm on a cat piano.
Please, we need it. What else do you got going on, really? Someone get on that stat. This is important.
Thank you, Claire. She's already got it. Let's see how this is looking.
The earth move. The bones, they're moving.
They moved.
The bones moved.
What do you mean by that? They moved.
I don't know, they just like kind of got up and ran away.
They ran away. They're gone.
They were here, now they're not.
I think you've eclipsed. You've just entered memedom.
There we go. this is completely intolerable, I'll turn it off right now.
This is a banger. What are you talking about?
I'll speak for Don and everyone.
All right, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Hi.
Going, okay. Now we realize why some few of them are getting paid.
Yeah. Ironbark, thank you so much for the continued support. Appreciate that. And for the 1,500 bits. Fantastic. Good stuff. Thank you, thank you.
Fisher want my butt peeled. That's not my problem, dude. Really is kind of damp.
So here's an example of a little pebble that one might mistake for, but this is the sort of thing that you find here in the mudstone between layers like this. Sometimes you'll get a little inclusion like this that's, you know, a tooth or a little phalanx bone or something like that, but this time it was just a pebble. Enough to keep you focused and on task.
Oh, that nail was in a terrible spot.
Yeah, I've been working around these legs for 2 weeks here.
I'm gonna just cut those off. Well, could you
Yeah,
just...
well, I thought about it's actually the fact that they're all held together with this cord is what's keeping it all together.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought about just getting rid of them all.
Yeah, could you just tie them together there at the corners and then remove the legs?
Potentially, I think just the tension of them all being together is actually
Yeah.
helping quite a bit.
Because I feel like if we
Because as soon as you slide this up, they drop down. And then when I thought about taking them out, I
because they're
realized-
actually contacting the ground sometimes?
Yeah, well, if you loosen it up, they'll contact the ground. So,
Yeah.
I think just them being bundled together is actually what's keeping the whole thing going.
Uh-huh. Well, I wonder
thought
if you
about
were...
that the other day. I was like, oh, I should just take these legs off. But,
Yeah, if you were to take some
Hold it
mechanics
up.
wire and wrap them around at the corners up there?
I don't know.
Or do you think it would sag in the center?
Yeah, just figure working around it's easier actually at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I could just cut them off right here.
Yeah. And Nithbane, hey, welcome, welcome. I say, new to the stream. Is this dig being done for university research or a natural history museum? Yes.
All of the above.
Yeah, yeah. So we're here at the Utah Geological Survey, and we're digging up these fossils on federal land, you know, under permit and everything, and they will eventually end up, after being brought back to the laboratory and prepared, at the University of Utah, at the Natural History Museum of Utah, which is affiliated with the University of Utah in Salt Lake City. So yeah, yeah. And Jim, you're saying eventually this thing's going to get mounted? People will be able to see
Well, someday, but
yeah.
You know, the U doesn't really have a place for it.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't have space.
Yeah, that's a solvable problem.
Not that easy.
I don't think I've actually ever seen a mounted iguanodont besides a camptosaurus.
Really?
United States, I don't know. Well, Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
Of Montana, they've got a few. But Tyrannosaurs, I don't think truly should be iguanodonts.
Yeah.
I think they're a special side.
Some other kind of small-bodied, early branching ornithischian.
I think some of our terminology kind of disguises some pretty interesting patterns.
Yeah. Or small-bodied, early diverging. Sorry, speedo, not speebo. Thank you, Don.
Early diverging body.
Septo.
Diverging body, really.
Anyway, there's a group of dinosaurs that, you know, they were ornithischians, bird-hip dinosaurs. They were kind of smallish, walked on two legs, and beaks, ate plants. And we don't really know what's going on with them. Are they actually related to one another? Are there multiple groups that are kind of converging on the same body plan? People have called them hypsilophodonts before, because they're similar to Hypsilophodon from England. Anyway, this group is kind of a mystery. Some of them might be like early iguanodontian ancestors or something. Might be something else. Yeah. We've also got heterodontosaurs and lesothosaurs and stuff like that that are not closely related. But it's interesting, just being like a small-bodied, two-legged, beaky, plant-eating dinosaur. It's a successful body plan, and it shows up a lot. That seems to be where these guys came from, the iguanodonts. And Nithbane, I'm glad you stumbled across the stream too. It's great to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Yeah.
Some bone.
Yeah. You gotta ride home tomorrow.
I don't know, it's pretty loose on this side.
And Rhabdodonts evolved from iguanodontians? Brandy, that's a great question. Rhabdodonts are probably something like...
Probably just like Tyrannosaurs come out of some little critter fill a void on the island.
Something weirder and more basal than iguanodontians?
Yeah, it's way basal.
Yeah.
Some people link Tyrannosaurs and them together because they're so basal.
Huh.
But I think it's because they're big, bigger. So you end up putting certain characters to be big. I think that's another reason Tyrannosaurus is put in with these guys. There's a lot of work to be done on this, but they're very different age.
Oh yeah, shoot, these are the very beginning of the Cretaceous period.
Well,
Tyrannosaurus is Cloverleaf,
yeah,
so yeah.
but they're still early Cretaceous.
Yeah. So what, like 120, something like that?
Yeah, 120, 122 in there, they're probably coming in. Pretty quickly after the extinction of the Styracosaurnid animals, in Cedar Mountain, which we haven't yet, I think, proven even have thumb spikes.
Which is often thought of as a characteristic of Styracosaurids, right?
Yeah.
So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
the whole thing's a mess. But that means that's exciting. There's a lot of work still left to be done on that. New discoveries to be made.
Yep, we're still fairly far down on the learning curve.
Yeah. Wait, Claire, are you joking, or? Claire says Ethan has an IMDb from the Living Past producer credit.
My dad probably made that when I was a kid. That's funny.
Jim and I have IMDb's too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
From the Dirty Jobs show.
Claire, pull up Jim and Don's IMDb pages.
I'm sure they're probably
Pretty
bigger for
limited.
Jim. Yeah, mine is.
Jim, you probably got a few on there.
I could.
Yeah.
I mean, they were joking when we did the show about dinosaurs in North America, flying the helicopter and they're directing, go here, go there.
Yeah.
Look at this, and they're going, yeah, you really need a directing credit on this.
Backseat helicopter pilot.
I was actually in the front seat.
Oh, front? Okay. Helicopter co-pilot.
Yeah. I was talking to these guys what they were seeing on the camera, man, it was pretty shocking. Yeah, speed.
Jim and I are probably between Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Like Tom Cruise, you also do all your own stunts, right?
That's true. Yeah, we do our own stunts.
Neverwinter says, wait, is that Jim Kirkland? The very same, yeah.
Who was wondering, is that Jim Kirkland?
Yes.
Who?
Somebody in chat.
Hopefully not his doppelganger. That's Bob Barker, right?
Yeah. And yet, Mr. Corbett says, I see on Jim's Wikipedia page that he co-wrote a Star Trek novel. He did indeed, yeah. I need to bring that into the quarry, maybe tomorrow or something.
I came up with the plot.
Bob Barker and Bill Nye here together.
Then, what is it? Paramount destroyed the ending. Their lawyers.
Bless you.
They wouldn't let us have them save the dinosauroids. Oh, Kurt's dead. You can't save whole civilizations anymore. He can do anything he wants. He's a show character. I should have had it with Picard. New generation, then I could have done away with more.
Must be kind of a bummer to have written a Star Trek novel but then have them ruin it on you.
It really is amazing dealing with those lawyers. No, you cannot do this.
Oh, you had something happen that would then mess up the rest of their series?
No, it wouldn't have.
Oh.
But they had just killed off Kurt and what was that, Generations? That first movie with Next Generation.
In an unrelated story arc?
And totally unrelated, yeah. Well, I wanted to do it with the Gorn. And alas, the Gorn, they didn't want the Gorn because they had those glassy eyes. The new Klingons sure look different too. What sword should we be following?
Could make a nice seat if it was down.
Sorry, Danny.
Oh, you're good.
Got a bunch over here. You know what
Oh, you're fine. There's rocks everywhere.
Fair enough.
So we got my centrum going in. I think this is an alert. Slammed into it. I have no idea what this stuff is. Down to this super solid stuff.
So nice to have a top jacket on that rib head thing. That made me so nervous.
Yeah, I know. I'm amazed it lasted so long. I'm going to try to pop it off.
Yeah. Try to do that today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now I'll get around. Try to do it together.
Both on, take a nap. It's got a little that big thing is my forks. That can be one is a skull bone's not a little meat eater. You got some heavy, I think, bird like gigantic.
Oh, I got a little gray bone up there. I'll get around. It looks like that. Same. Not quite pot consistency.
Bad Mandex says, looks hot out today.
Actually, not really. Well, I guess
You think?
it's relatively hot.
Yeah. It's actually a lot cooler than it has been.
95.
Yeah. Here, should we check?
A little decadent thin to drag it in.
Let's see.
I know, Jim, when I emailed the John D about, he said, I hope you're happy to
There we are.
well, it's at about 40 degrees Celsius.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's hot. He said, but it sounds good because it's been rainy and foggy.
Only 94.9.
Practically polar temperatures.
I know, yeah. Downright chilly.
What does it say?
94.9.
So I'm going to take 2 or 3 degrees less.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I think it's a little bonus. See how forks there. I mean, if we had the little theropod skull material.
Right.
Oh, power showing this stuff.
That's what there was this little guy over here.
That's it. And there's another little thing there.
Yeah, I've got one of those little gray things over here.
6 carbon cells. More glue on. Way down.
What's going on over here?
Mapping.
Tub.
Oh, yeah. So you saw it right underneath the little...
Yeah. We can use that one. Yeah.
Ooh, 111. CW 111.
Cooler2112 wants to know if your Star Trek book has an audiobook version, Jim.
I don't think so.
You gotta narrate that puppy, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Full
gotta
cast.
you gotta do all the voices too.
Yeah, can you do a Spock or a Kirk impression, Jim?
Not too well.
Fair enough.
Ethan's gonna narrate it in a Jamaican accent.
Exactly.
I'm not a doctor, I'm a paleontologist.
Jim, you know I'm the wrong kind of doctor.
Yeah. T-Metric says, are you guys finding any dinosaurs? No, we're just digging a big hole in the ground just for fun and not finding any dinosaurs at all for the past
Where are they?
3 weeks.
What the heck, man?
Oh, of course we are. Yeah. Shoot. It's a big limb bone right there.
Don, why do we have this?
Cut and burlap.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's not really serrated. I probably should go back to camp or stuff.
Yeah.
It's more like a cooking knife.
You're holding it the wrong way for stabbing, Fisher.
Oh, you didn't hear about that last
You get an underhand.
student volunteer from Ohio University?
These plant globs. I'm almost wondering if some of these could even be coprolites. Such a uniform size, and these are not firm roots. Plant blobs. Here's one. Here's one. Just boluses. Maybe you see two there. Put a couple in it.
Yeah, they're so regular shape.
Yeah, they're not, we get stem chunks occasionally, but you can tell they're part of the stem. Oh, that's emergency call to Dino Dung Lady.
Karen, drive on over. Not that far.
Somebody put up the copper light signal.
Ken will give you a ride.
Yeah, put the coprolite emoji up. Like the brown one, but only in gray.
I was hoping this was going to be a bone.
Dang it, it's a rock.
To get these chert inclusions in here.
An impression of it.
That guy just moved, huh?
Well, it was already not attached.
Yeah.
We glued this on now. Yeah. We never glued it in place.
I don't think he needs to. I thought.
So we put
I
it.
saw these two pieces, but that
This is not new. Yeah. This one never went back into place. These are the two that went into place with each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looking at it a minute ago, I thought it was these two.
They were keyed in perfectly, so that's why it probably didn't look like they were separate. But
I probably just put this one up in each one.
yeah, that one probably isn't important. But yeah, it was keyed in exactly, so it's never moved. And then this one is like.
Side of it.
Dinosaur Dave, would Jim want to write a book like that?
I really need to hear from
He would if the paycheck were right. Jim's a busy guy. He can't do stuff like that for free. Yeah. Jim, you got paid to do the Star Trek novel, right?
Well,
Oh no.
not directly,
Yeah.
because I work for Dynamation,
Uh-huh.
so they took the money because I was working for
Oh, okay.
But they funded me for a research trip to Drumheller,
Nice.
the ROM,
Uh-huh.
National Museum of Canada, and the M&H,
Uh-huh.
and Yale.
Nice.
So I got to spend a couple of weeks, where they covered the hotels and the flights, all of that good stuff.
Nice.
So I could work on my ankylosaur training session. Learn about ankylosaurs and goes to all the good North American specimens.
So it's because you were working for Dynamation that was possible. Could you?
Well, I mean, I could have done the thing with her and maybe made more personal money.
Yeah. Would you be, like, in your current position if...
Really, that research trip was very important.
Nice.
For my research. In all the dinosaurs.
That's probably part of what made you one of the world authorities on ankylosaurs.
Yeah, you gotta have the chance. You gotta see the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just read about it. Sitting in your living room in your armchair.
He gets a healthy royalty check every month.
Oh yeah.
And 1,000 copies that sold.
It was a #1 New York Times bestseller.
Was it really?
Yeah. Wow. All the original series Star Treks back then were. I mean, when Diane Carey wrote one, boom, it was there. Always there.
I didn't know that. This is almost like an EGAT where he's got an Emmy.
An Oscar and
There's
a
a
Dylan.
book with Spock on the cover. I gotta buy
it. Lyle Paradise, thank you for the 2 months. And Tattooed Historian, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Fisher's defeating again.
It's dry over here.
At least it's dry. It better be dry. Another Sharpie, you're out of here. Insubordination.
Talking about Ethan?
This time.
That's a
Ethan better watch out. He really can be fired. These other guys, it's only a figure to
Slap on their wrist.
Just get a literal boot.
Actual boot. It's like, oh, thank you. I needed these. I really needed boots.
Can I have another one,
We
please?
gotta be
Can I have
nice
one
to
for
Ethan. We're gonna catch all our mistakes in the future. You don't want him to beat up on us too bad after we're dead and gone.
That's right.
Do that, Kirkham.
What a piece of work.
Since I do have my computer here, I should probably pull up some archival Ethan photos.
That Gastonia paper. What a piece of work.
I need that.
In a good way.
Here's Ethan in the bathtub.
We need the 15-year-old Ethan in the bathtub. I'm gonna do that tonight. Search for that.
Cosmo Quest X, or is it Cosmo Quest 10? Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. It's good to have you here. Let me know if you've got any questions. Yeah. Good stuff. Dr. Terra says, missed stream yesterday. Has anyone mentioned Peru cetus? Only like a dozen people think that. I've been not saying those out loud for the most part, because we're getting a bunch of good questions about Peru cetus, which we did not dig up. But
Did you see Ken Carpenter's comments on Facebook with his his reconstruction of it?
I don't think I did.
With a slimmer body and a bigger head.
Interesting. Huh. I mean, they didn't find any skull material to my knowledge.
Yeah. He thought the tiny skull they put on it was misleading.
I did see another reconstruction of it that somebody did kind of speculatively, but I don't think it was Carpenter's.
Yeah, everybody's done it speculatively.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Paleontologist VA says, so the last stream is August 11th? No, probably August 9th or 10th? Probably August 9th. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be on the road by the afternoon.
Yeah.
Unless we just start seeing a big row of teeth or something.
Yeah, shoot,
Then
then
we may stay a day extra.
we have to rewrite our
Have
theories.
3 vehicles, so Ethan can just stay out here.
If
He
you find a
really
big
doesn't
skull
want
with
to go
teeth, I would stay extra.
That'd be great. Find that car card out this one.
I want them bad.
Well, Fisher actually. Jim and Fisher will stay.
Even combo. 121.
The dream team.
Eating cereal for dinner and
And a couple cans of soup left.
Juana Lopez by day, cereal by night.
And do we all start pretty early in the morning?
Yeah, crack of dawn.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, being a paleontologist is a lot like being a samurai. So you wake up at first light, and you meditate on the fossil record.
Meditate for an hour.
Yeah. You imagine, kind of chant to yourself, I am already dead. And you picture the floodplain, covering your bones, scattering them and preserving them. And, anyway, no. We wake up at like 7.
Basically like a normal 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But just living in the wilderness instead and finding cool stuff.
Yep.
So basically not at all like a normal 9 to 5.
As far as 9 to 5 go, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, our commute is like a dream, too. Shoot.
Yeah, traffic out here is just minimal. Ever since they put that new lane in.
Not getting stuck behind a beetle anymore. The
beetle?
Insect, not a
Danny has a
Volkswagen.
Prius, so he gets to go in the carpool lane.
There you go.
Stuck behind a very low beetle.
So many boots.
It's a little
Yeah.
the bone. Go through the rock.
But yeah.
Now, let's think about it.
Yeah, we figure these guys are out here for weeks at a time, volunteering. Listen to Don berate them most of the day. You can't work them too hard.
Donna has a very, precise way of working that's been practiced and honed over decades. We appreciate that. We mostly ignore it, but we appreciate it.
It'd be nice if it wasn't so old school about it.
Nothing wrong with a little insubordination. Plus, they know my buttons and they know how to push them.
Oh yeah.
We really don't need to wet the burlap, but let's do it because we don't have to on all. We could work with the rock, but Don doesn't really like that.
Just pretend.
We're gonna. I know.
And at what cost?
Gloves probably are a really good idea.
Gloves in the quarry, certainly.
I really despise gloves. I've just watched
Start.
someone
We
brush the bone.
gotta start. The
Yeah.
And
10
like a seam in a
commandments
glove
according to Jim.
caught the bone, just
10 quarry
ripped it apart.
commandments. How many we got? We got the glove thing. We got the Sharpie thing.
Work
we
with
got
the rock.
Work with the rock.
Thou
thing.
shalt work with the rock.
Thou shalt. Make
But what
sure
if
you
the
do-
only way to work with
Be
the
like
rock is
safe
vertical
crackers,
crack?
Just what?
If there's a vertical crack and there's no horizontal cracks,
You can always
then
make
that commandment would be,
And you can make the. Well, you're still working with the rock.
yeah. Making it, yeah. If your tool is sharp enough, you can make a horizontal crack, right?
If
you have the
this
will.
stuff's kind of more likely to
Moundy.
cleave off in a horizontal way than in a vertical way.
Yeah. I'm not really finding many seams, unfortunately. It's probably time to make some seams.
Sharpie, gloves, work with the rock, wide trench. Thou shalt empty the bucket of thy boss. Oh, when you used to go to do that, he'd say down, every time I get up and come back here, I've left all my tools over there. Would you be so kind as to bring me my tools back with me? Let's go for the solid.
It's not really enough
Hard
room,
rock.
you didn't need the chisel.
Simply Simon says, out of curiosity, have you ever met someone who refused to believe dinosaurs are real? Not in person. Like, I'm kind of convinced that anybody who says, oh, dinosaurs are fake, they don't really think that.
I think some people think that.
I mean, like, I don't think they have a real... I don't think they're convinced of that idea. It's just something that people say. Like, I don't think anybody could go to a museum or visit a dinosaur dig and still say that kind of thing, you know?
We give them about as much credence as the flat earthers.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of
That's actually a... Well, yeah. If there is actually anybody in the world who's convinced that dinosaurs were not real, it would be flat earthers or, what are they called? Omphalists? People who believe that the Earth was created last Thursday and, like, everyone has their memories implanted.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, but Danny, that one's actually real.
Well, it was like a philosopher came up with it, I think. It's like a thought experiment.
Yeah. Like,
How would you tell?
falsify,
Yeah.
you know, being crimes of existence last Thursday?
Yeah, we're all a simulation. I think it's
Your butt.
It's rumbling down there.
Oh, start singing your live stream going down.
Big Dino Kairos says, so cool to think they're digging into the Cretaceous right now.
Dig in.
Yeah.
Bon appetit.
We have green mud.
Time traveling a few centimeters at a time. That's working pretty well, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it lasts. Taking
Really, working with the rock works?
I mean, it's slow going, but...
The advantage is bones in better shape. The disadvantage is it's really hard.
Ice Allen says, do parts of you get sore? Like your neck, back, legs, arms? Or not too bad?
Right-handed, your left hip.
There you go. Yeah.
How long we've been out here.
Yeah.
And now I've got some neck issues, lower back, brain crampage.
Shooting pains in my
ACL.
hair. No, I don't really get aches and pains for the most part. Give me a few decades.
That's why we surround ourselves with 22-year-olds.
Well, 21 years old in my case. Thank you for not laughing, everyone.
The infinitely young boy.
I wanna be forever young.
You're just that jellyfish that instead of dying just repeats its life cycle again.
There you go. And Benjamin buttons itself.
Oh, is that just staining up there and not bone, actually?
I think this is staining.
No,
Or plant.
that's further up. Remember when you saw stuff that
I suspect that this is staining, but as a result of the bone, because it's right in the path. So I think this is staining, but still above the bone. Because this is rock there. So
this morning we saw some stuff up there we thought was maybe bone.
Yeah, I've seen little chunks and stuff,
Wait.
but nothing bony.
Ruler 2112. The birds are fake thing was that was a joke. It was a parody. Nobody actually thinks that, to my knowledge.
I'm sure some people think that,
Well,
but they're dumb. And
yeah, it's like I don't know if anybody's like has a real
No one who
heartfelt
sounds wrong.
conviction that yeah.
I think the guy who made it up is obviously not.
Oh yeah, that was definitely meant as a joke.
But I'm sure it got some people.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a parody. There you go, Desiphus. And if your friend's daughter actually does believe that earnestly, then I'm very sorry for her, ruler. That's lousy. Ooh, kind of mosquito. It's the first mosquito I've seen all summer. It just landed right on my wrist.
Whoa.
Squashed her.
Where's the water?
Monster.
Yeah.
Watch out for the Doling's dengue.
Doling dengue. That's funny. Doling what?
This is one of life's simple pleasures right here. Just so
Ice water? Oh man.
actually ice in the Gatorade.
Ice in Gatorade. I don't know if I've ever had that before.
Did you ask Ken to bring ice out?
No, I don't know if he has a cooler. I can ask him now if you like.
If he's stopping Thompson, you just stick it on the floor
True.
by the time you get here.
But then someone will have to go pick him up because he'll be walking it otherwise.
That's true.
Because he can't bring his vehicle all the way up here.
Oh, did it?
Well, we can try.
Well, maybe it'll make it this time because that
Did
rock's
he
not
have a
there.
problem with it?
He got stuck
I
last
had
time.
to pull a giant rock from under his. We had to pull a giant rock from under his car. He was a sedan. And he got stuck. I had to go out and meet him.
Right.
Although he came
Because
out here the first
he
time.
drove in.
Yeah.
when
Yeah, I
saw
think
him.
he just didn't want a chance the second time after that close call.
Yeah, you're welcome to grab the SUV.
Or bring a Prius.
Jacked up Prius. You will be able to use the HEV language.
Blues Traveler asks, can we fly a drone out here? Jim, somebody did fly a drone out here, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can fly a drone out here.
Be a limb
National parks don't like it, but this isn't a national park.
Since there's absolutely nobody else out here, nobody would ever know.
I'd love to make a 3D model of this place.
Come to the hazards, guys. Oh, that is bone.
This is.
But that hole.
This is questionable.
Yeah, no, weird.
Questionably bone. Yeah, I think there's bits of bones popping in and out of it.
Real.
But I'm not too sure.
Hard to
This
tell.
here under, I don't know if you see it. This curving here, this is bone.
I wonder if that's something else on top.
Yeah.
That's my first
I
thought.
got this one.
I wonder if
Just soak it all with glue.
this is diving, and then this is not bone. So I think it's possible that this is just a rock on top, and there's still one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's like bone.
Maybe that is also on top.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess if it is a femur, we do expect it to start to expand down there. But this would be proximal. That would be.
But that should be like
But that, yeah, it's not going that far. So that side thing looks pretty thin. It could be something else that's on top. Which might be nice. Might be yeah, living dangerously there, boy. I would think that would be a good spot for a smaller.
I see like a tiny fleck of bone.
Looks like, you know how the matrix tends to stick to the bone sometimes.
This looks so well.
Yeah.
Like the distal part should be
Could still be.
right there, so like the actual condyle. And I think the bone is probably diving under here. We shall see. We shall see.
I don't know. This guy.
Neverwinter wants to know what kind of consolidants we're using. We've got acryloid B72 here, which is it's also PVA, right?
Or an ethyl acrylate.
Ethyl acrylate. Okay. Huh. But
Plastic.
it's a plastic dissolved in acetone.
Get around it. I bet this is going to be done.
Archival.
How soon do we want to flip this? How soon do we want to flip this? When do we want to flip this?
When you think it's free.
It's pretty much ready to go.
Whatever.
Free. I just think it probably is going to take more than one person. Probably will take more than one person.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, unless it's Ethan.
Let's give it a go.
Alright.
Oh boy.
I think it might take. The tree would be nice. I think. Probably weighs a couple hundred pounds at least.
Want another set of hands?
That'd be sweet. So maybe let's get some pillows right here. So we don't want it to, because this is the long end, we don't want this to like smash up here.
Ready to do a jacket flip here?
Yeah, maybe one of those pads, the green pads you were
You
saying.
bet.
Let's cover Don's bone. Just in case. We got the other one
Flip
too.
the jacket.
Might as well.
Have them shims under it.
Have we shimmed it yet?
Totally separated
Just shimmy.
before tipping.
It is wiggling, right?
You should be able to rotate it before you flip it.
Yeah, it's wiggly. It's off.
Should be able to, but do not rotate it.
Get the shivel.
I said it
Shibble?
should be rotatable, but
Shim.
should not be rotatable.
Well, not much. Just
Shim Kirkland.
Shim Kirkland.
want to shim right through the middle.
Shim Tiberius.
Giant screwdriver. Work
Far in.
Stripes.
Tons, that corner.
What's like?
Oh man, this is kind of sketchy over here.
Thou shalt be able to rotate thy block before thy flippage.
Just don't want it connected in the middle.
I think we actually need one more
So
strip
rip
here.
the whole thing
I didn't
out.
realize how not plastered this part was. This is like a huge red flag right there. We need just one more strip, a small
Okay.
strip,
Let's do
like
it. Then we could,
fish like this.
we could probably still flip it today or do it first thing in the morning.
We can flip it today, I think.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's just like it's like 5 square inches of rock that I'm just a little worried about. But
Yeah.
Just make really thick plaster, it sets faster.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thick plaster would probably work best with wetted burlap too.
It does.
Yeah, that's where I could see if you did have.
Okay.
Okay, what?
It's too big.
Hey, I passed you a couple buckets.
This is too much.
Let's see.
Yeah,
That's all right. Maybe cut this. Maybe cut everything to the right of this seam off. To your left of the seam.
Okay, while you guys are working on that, I'm gonna steal back those knee pads.
Oh yeah. Man.
Won't need them until then, so.
Yeah. Keep working over here.
Working.
How's it going over there, Charlie? How's it going over there?
Good.
a couple tiny little bits of bone.
That fine stuff.
Don't know. This is something else you had, right?
Yeah, that one looks somewhat. I'm not quite sure whether it's anything interesting or not. It's got a little morphology to it. A little bit sticking out of that one wall.
No, this one and this one are just. Are they anything of these? Wait.
Oh wow, it's 4:40. I didn't realize how late it was. Maybe we won't. I didn't realize it was so late.
Yeah, time flies when you're streaming.
Do we have a trash bag from the last one?
Yeah, that black.
Behind you.
I'll open it up for you.
Stick down and find out where they're going. This is my little guy from over here.
Oh, Gimpleg, thanks for being here. You sleep well? Yeah.
Hey Ethan, can you grab that hammer?
Yeah.
That's it.
That'll do. We might do two. There's a big lip right here. Sorry. I'll look at that.
I wouldn't have made that lip if I thought we had a plaster together.
Well, the lip is good. The lip is to help to anchor the plaster. Yeah, one more little one. What's the last? Did you use scissors or a knife? Scissors. You know what those mean? They're in the box. The box.
Maybe we could just like cut this in half.
Kennedy, that is pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
Been following your thread there.
Perfectamundo. That was like A-level skill there.
Very nice flip, Don.
Totally. That was that rib that was sticking up.
Uh-huh.
It was laying right on top of the tibia, but I thought trying to jacket it on top of...
Yeah, it would have been a pain.
That would have been really hard.
So it just came off nice and clean?
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. So it's just...
See where it was right on the...
That's just an ancient break right there?
Yeah, it was, remember
Looks
how
kinda
it
smoothed
was
off,
at
yeah.
the end. Yeah, they rounded off for sure.
Huh.
So somehow this stuff is getting, and this was just a little piece to protect, so I didn't get plaster on the bone.
Yeah.
But,
very
you
nice.
know, it was mainly just because, you know, it was just a broken rib chunk, so I didn't want to.
Uh-huh.
It would have been hard to incorporate it, and then it probably would have gotten damaged just being in that giant jacket. So
Yeah.
I decided to go for the surgical peel method.
Nicely done.
I was a little hesitant to do it on camera. It didn't work.
Not going to put the spotlight on you for that, yeah.
Home, kids. This is experts only.
Well, can we get some GGs in the chat for Don there?
Black diamond, yeah, I'm sure there's those little hand emojis going up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's took some skill there.
Known for his humility.
Humblest guy around.
So awesome! Nobody could have done that but me.
Nice. You should have seen that quadrate flip, man.
Yeah.
That was scary. I did it at like midnight. I was prepping for like 9 hours straight. Just getting that quadrate separated from the pubis.
No, other people could.
That was scary.
We've done that in other places.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of claps and gold stars for you there, Don.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks, everybody. I know, when I was watching that from home, I was like, man, there's a lot of extra stuff up there.
Oh yeah, it can be distracting for sure.
You gotta be pro at that.
I didn't realize too that the other day when it was on stream, the chat thing was like right over Jim's face. So Jim was talking, but people couldn't actually.
And then he had his arm up on the
couldn't really see.
thing.
Yeah.
It was a win-win for everybody.
Do you have 2 up there? Do you have 2 strips there?
No, I just have 1.
Okay, here's another one. And then here's another. Let's do 3 if we have enough goo.
Where's the third one?
There's another under thing here that'd be good.
Okay. Here, I got
Yeah,
the
when
first
we
one
worked
ready if you want to.
Don's ridge quarry.
Uh-huh.
It was similar
This one
rock
outside,
like
yeah.
this, but it was really blocky, and it would separate nicely at a level. It was a little more even bedded than this, so it didn't have the undulations.
Yeah.
But there was enough bone going in that there was no way you could get around all 4 sides of the blocks.
Oof.
But there was cracks.
Uh-huh.
But what you did, if you could do a jacket and make sure that those 2 sides and the front were well plastered, then you could just like pull it a little bit. And
Like
then,
a brick?
Yeah. I mean, you still had to flip it, but you could use that crack and pull it, and then flip it, and then just plaster
Oh, so you
that
couldn't
side.
trench around the
Right, you couldn't
far
go
side,
around,
you're saying,
so
yeah.
you would do like 3-sided jackets.
Oh, boy.
And because there was just more going in, we would have had to take a giant. But it worked out really well as long as you had the block well plastered.
Yeah.
Then you could just kind of pull it and then flip it over.
That must have been
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking.
heart pounding though, yeah.
Yeah, I mean every site you have to like, how does this rock
Is there any
work?
more
Yeah.
plaster in
What's
there
this
for
matrix
that?
actually doing? Yeah. Yeah.
Fisher, that looks,
Should be enough to stick.
awfully dry. It might work.
We just gotta rub it in a little more. It's just really thick.
But
Is there enough on the inner? Yeah, there's enough.
I mean, it's nice and thick at least, so
Yeah.
it'll cling to the bottom.
yeah, once you get it.
All right, you seeing this
How's
chat?
that? It's nice line under there. hold on, let go. There's a little rocks.
Sometimes people will wet the jacket if you're putting another layer of plaster on, but that was probably already still wet from last time.
Oh man, that's
If you've had a jacket sitting there for a day or two, like on the next that layer, it's kind of a good idea.
Actually, might get everything.
It'll hold.
Nice.
Of course, a lot of those lips are probably going to get cut off anyway. So
And Kennedy wants to know, is there any certainty that this iguanodontian had thumb spikes?
Not yet.
Yeah, we don't really know.
we don't have an undisputed thumb spike yet.
Right.
Yeah.
We need more material. And we'll get lucky.
Maybe your bones just a whole arm.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a wing.
Articulation.
That'd be nice.
A wing dance.
That's not fun.
It looks the same as the other one, but it's got wings.
It should flip just fine.
Is that a
Maybe we'll find
Give you
a,
a bad
a
time.
horn on the nose of this iguanodont.
when they start
Yeah,
sprouting wings and flying away?
yeah. When they do their, the big mating.
See, this guy's got a... He looks like the other ants, but he's got wings. Or she.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's probably.
They usually tons of them out there. You just come.
they usually congregate in like the highest spot on the landscape, though, right?
Yeah, that looks like a unfertilized queen, probably.
Ooh,
My lucky day.
Might
a
be.
bachelorette.
I've seen some small male ants
Uh huh.
walking around, so it's probably it's that time of year.
Lots of small males around here.
Did I ever tell you the Danny ant story?
No.
So when I was in Hell Creek in 2011, it was my first summer in the field, and I was like one of the youngest crew members, and I really wanted to like prove myself. So I'd just be as easygoing as I could. One day, we didn't have enough trucks to bring everybody to the site, so I'm like, I'll just ride in the back of the truck. It'll be fine. So we parked the trucks up at the top of a coulee, and yeah, one afternoon, it was what we called ant prom. That's what Denver Fowler referred to it as, where all of these winged ants would go and congregate at the highest point on the landscape, and all couple up and then go off to go start new colonies, I guess.
Nuptial flight is what it's called.
Nuptial flight?
Yep.
That's kind of beautiful, actually. Oh, look.
Spider wasp.
Spider wasp on the jacket. So anyway, yeah, this afternoon, I had agreed to ride in the back of the truck, standing in the bed of the truck, on the highest point in the landscape. So naturally, all of these flying ants just swarmed all over me. So I had these hundreds of winged ants just swarming all over my head. And, and Denver, every time we saw winged ants after that, Denver called them Danny ants. But a member of our crew with a really nice camera from Sweden, his name was Jens, he got out of the truck and he took a bunch of pictures of me like this, just swarmed with ants. And then he put it up on Facebook, tagged me in it. And my aunt, my dad's sister, Auntie Lynette, she saw it and she commented, "Danny, you look just like your father in that picture." That's
Covered in flying.
exactly. That's how you know you come from humble beginnings, when somebody sees a picture of you covered with ants and they go, "Oh, look just like your father there."
That's awesome.
It's funny that... What was her name?
Auntie Lynette, yeah.
That Aunt Lynette came up with the ant.
Yeah.
Did your grandpa just have lots of sisters or something?
Do you remember where this came from?
What do you got?
It's this little croc tooth that got wet in the storm, and I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was up kind of on the edge there, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, if you give it general vicinity, it should be fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's an isolated
Yeah.
bone, and knowing to millimeter precision where it came from, terrible.
The best.
Claire Burr, one time you woke up covered in ants. It happens sometimes, I've had that happen in the field before.
Okay.
You need that tape down?
What's that?
Tape?
Tape what you want.
Why is this in here?
Because I got distracted.
Okay.
It's safe. I knew it was in there.
Alright, cool.
Someone was just like, hand me this. crown jewel of India, and I was like, oh, let me put this headphone down.
Cool.
Yeah, the other one's in the case.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, those drums.
A little bit, yeah.
It'll be safe though.
Is it aunt or aunt?
Yeah, whatever.
Depends on where you live. Depends on how cultured you want to be. Auntie.
I used to always say aunt when I was a kid because I didn't want people to think I was talking about insects. But now I don't really care.
Yep.
And there is a U in it. I don't know what we're gonna do. We just like slowly decide it's time to leave instead of being chased out here.
I know, yeah. We don't have a giant storm bearing down on us. Threatening us with an imminent
Probably
death.
Like, trying to figure this out early enough to figure out if I have to go home or not.
Hope that doesn't mean that.
Oh, your tape machine thing?
Oh yeah, I've been told, but in no uncertain terms, you need that.
Right. Well, it sounds like, I mean, you just have regular plugs for your actual
Yeah,
thing.
it just plugs in.
Yeah, I've got a
So
power
it
station
needs-
with an AC outlet on it.
And
Yeah.
then
I got you covered, Jim.
we've got our jack rig could work too.
Yeah, good point.
And since Bilal's not here to
Yeah.
charge his
To charge his
13
charger.
charging his 13 electronic devices.
Drain the solar battery every night by charging his own solar generator. Battery pack.
Well, you did have that little butter refrigerator in the
Just moving power around. No other batteries.
Just losing half of it to entropy.
My solar phone charger is pretty getting there. It's like 70-80% now.
Nice.
Well, on my sleep machine, but it'll charge my phone. And certainly that little fan isn't as critical as it was a few days ago.
What? You got a little fan?
Yeah,
That's not fair.
and
I guess I could have a little
it helped
too
a
if I
lot.
wanted to.
A lot.
We should get one of those giant inflatable gorillas like at a car dealership.
Sure, one of those wavy things.
Well, he'll have an army of those surrounding him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all paying tribute to the gorilla god.
See where it comes down. We could have a big Jim Kirkland dirigible made.
Yeah.
Like that idea. Kirkland stratigraphy.
Vote for poison.
Holding his suspenders.
Suspenders, headband.
Yeah.
No gloves.
That's so funny, boy.
Just the vote for poison.
Vote for poison. I usually do see the most money in the poison thing.
Yeah, Jim's definitely the most right of the 17 options.
I wonder how much they make that stuff.
I don't buy any of these theories. I don't think it explains what we see here. I think what happened was an electromagnetic pulse destroyed all their batteries, and then the dinosaur robots couldn't recharge anymore. And that's why all the Cleveland Lloyd dinosaurs are dead.
They weren't able to charge their
charger.
They all died of sleep apnea.
They died in their sleep. Actually, not as much fun as you think.
Natural causes.
Jim's had a premonition. That's not just a gentle go to sleep and not wake up.
They had a paintball war
Wake up.
out of hand.
Absolute
And
terror.
gasping for air.
Gasping for air.
Lord. Vote for poison. Vote for paint. Vote for bloat and float.
Bloat and float and vote.
What was Bucky's? Bucky's was drought, I think, right?
Oh, that was Bucky Gates there?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
violence.
Okay.
Just not a good drought
Joanne
setup.
Bill
Yeah.
she was flood, right?
No, volcanics.
All
or something.
volcanic.
I think you're the most qualified.
Choking on ash.
3 people, 4 people.
Well, he did his.
I don't know. I think
he
they all
did his
drowned
master's
swimming up a
thesis
waterfall.
on- Bucky did.
Bucky's.
He did his master's thesis on the Cleveland Lloyd.
Oh, really?
So then his PhD.
But then after he was done, he was like, I don't really believe it either.
Well, Scott Sampson was pushing him on it. When I was talking to Scott about poison, or it's not testable, so it's not plausible.
Cyclical.
Like, so you
his
can't test
PhD
it.
was Brachiosaurus, Money Matensis then.
Huh?
Bucky's PhD. So his master's was Cleveland Lloyd, and then his PhD was Brachiosaurus. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Monument.
He was sick with drought, right?
Zucchini Bucky?
Yeah.
He wrote a paper on it.
I don't know, it was sick with drought, but drought.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
So what we're talking about right now, for those of you at home, there's a display at the Utah Museum of Natural History Museum of Utah. And I can never get that
They
right.
changed their name, that's why it's hard.
Yeah.
But it used to be the Utah.
It's about the Cleveland Lloyd dinosaur quarry, where all of these meat-eating dinosaurs, and a few plant-eating dinosaurs too, are all preserved in the same place, all scattered around. And it's like, how did what happened to these animals? They all died in the same place. Why do we have so many carnivores? So there's like this kiosk with these 4 like video screens. Is it 4? Or is
Yeah,
it...
I think it's
4.
Yeah, okay. There's
And
4
they
different
kind of
paleontologists, including Jim, kind of, advocating for different hypotheses for what killed these animals and deposited them there. And Jim advocates for, they were poisoned by botulism, or,
So some
There's toxic
bacterial
substance
or,
there.
something nasty in the water. And so at the end, it's a little bit like, sort of goofy, melodramatic. And each of the different paleontologists says, vote for bloat and float, vote for drought. Jim's says, vote for poison. And, that's what we're talking
very
about.
memeable.
Yeah.
So Jim, how does the poison explain the ratio of allosaurs to herbivores?
Well, to some degree,
We got a raid. Thank you for the
you know,
raid.
things came in to drink. The plant eaters. So you had these bodies in there, and they could have been nearby and floated and
We'll
floated
come in
in.
a second. Yeah.
That's a transport mechanism. But basically, you've got bait. The water's tainted. I mean, you've got rotten carcasses, and there's some kind of bacterial bloom. And they're giving off toxins. And animals, come down and feed on them and drink the water and die. And because they're dead meat, it attracts meat eaters preferentially.
Oh, so the carnivores are
Predator
eating
trap.
poison meat.
Including maybe their brothers and sisters.
Sarah Bridgewater, thank you so much for the huge raid. 222 raiders. Welcome to Paleontologizing. We're here digging in eastern Utah, kind of near the town of Moab, in the earliest Cretaceous period. These rocks are about 140 million years old, and we've got probably a couple of new species of dinosaur in here, we're hoping.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah, so the more we
We're
find
hoping
of
if we get enough to put a name on them.
Yeah. So the more bones we find, the more likely it is that we'll actually be able to name this thing. But this one right here is an iguanodont. There's a femur right there. Probably a femur. Still investigating. But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, how was your stream, Sarah? Thanks for being here.
Danny, have you mapped that bone yet?
This one?
Yeah.
I think Dawn started it this morning.
Okay, because I'm not finding the...
There was a couple of new sheets that Dawn made, right?
It'd be 50, 52...
What?
And it's been loose for hours. It was down there.
Probably over in there somewhere.
Fisher, are you making a new
I need
number?
Are you doing
I'm trying to get this stupid crock tooth done.
Can I get a number then? for my bone?
Yeah.
What is it?
106?
No, 106 already taken.
Or, sorry, 112.
Oh.
What is it?
Yeah, I wish we had Super Bowl. Hate this scooter to set up.
So I'm 112.
That's a big
Yes.
glue the rock.
Here.
Taxes.
I need to know if that we have a 52, 53, 98, 99.
Oh, a map sheet.
98, 99, yeah.
Catches that gap there.
Because if that one
Yeah,
is
Danny and
It's
I.
easier
then
not to.
Yeah, we have that one started. Why
Yeah.
don't you just
Oh, look at that.
And Oriah, so far we've got a limb bone right here, probably a femur. We've got a possible
Well,
jawbone
right there, it's our lab.
and another limb bone in that
You haven't
jacket
been to our
there.
lab yet. Oh, you got it. He's got
Don
it
just
over.
flipped a little rib jacket there.
Theater, see the mega
And then he's got maybe a tibia over there, a shin bone. So yeah.
well, we also have this
But,
turtle. We chose to
yeah,
do
we have a backlog of
Here,
stuff.
let's
We need more people working in the lab, cleaning bones. We got half of Ethan, so he does more than half of Ethan's worth of work. And Don is, he's assistant.
Oh, and shoot, I haven't done an August calendar yet, have
So
I?
he's got a lot more things.
I need to
prep. He started as a
need to update that, don't I?
But very
Shoot.
quickly began a major
I think that's only
manuscripts and doing
for July there.
So Don's got all kinds of things that he's in the middle of. And, they basically, we need a full-time preparator pretty badly. And that means we need the legislature to give us some money. They don't like to
So
give
Jim,
money.
did you end up? You drew this in, but you didn't give it a number yet, right?
Oh, that? I didn't write the number down. Look at the last log number. The 110.
Oh, 110. Okay.
It's like a rib.
Yeah.
Ribs.
Hey Murph, how are you doing? Got your email earlier today.
Strip.
Told Ethan about it. We'll talk later. But how many bones approximately in an iguanodont shin? Well, let's count them.
Oh, okay, section.
Probably about 230, something like that. But let's see.
This is pretty rough handwriting.
Nine.
I'll give you a PhD even though you couldn't graduate from 4th grade.
Here's Iguanodon bernisartensis. So you've got probably a few dozen bones in the skull.
Turtle is.
Ethan, how many
105.
bones do you think an iguanodont would have in its skull? Like 50?
Sounds about right.
About 50? Yeah, it's
Most
about,
of which are paired.
yeah. So about 50 bones in the skull, a bunch of bones in the vertebral column, probably about, I don't know, 100 bones maybe in the vertebral column. You got ribs, you got limb bones. Yeah, so quite a few bones in this animal's body. And this is pretty similar to the animal that, well, relatively speaking, pretty similar to the animal that we're digging up here. Yeah.
Oh, and then did you label your other one that you took out, Jim?
I haven't numbered it yet.
Oh, okay.
I need to do that, both of them. They're behind me.
Yeah. Was Iguanodon a carnivore? No, an herbivore. Winter wolf star. Good question. And welcome. Yeah. It's
So you can map.
plant-eating dinosaur.
I'm confused because I thought that.
Although we do have the remains of some meat-eating dinosaurs coming out of the same quarry.
I wrote the
But we don't have nearly as many elements of them yet. Yeah.
I'm missing the whole. I know I wrote turtle on the map.
Nope. Anything big enough to be the reason the iguanodontid's in there with them? You mean in terms of carnivorous dinosaurs? Now, this is probably not... It's very unlikely that we'd have two dinosaurs that killed each other in the same quarry. But stranger things have happened. Yeah. And it is a tar trap identifiable. Good personality. I mean, we don't have any like, you know, tar pit deposits from the age of dinosaurs that I know of. But there are some things that are sort of similar. Like, the Utah raptor block that Jim's working on, that is like a, you know, think of it like quicksand almost. That a bunch of these animals probably got stuck in. A bunch of Utah raptor. And maybe some other theropod dinosaurs as well. And that's from pretty close to this site. How far away is the Utah raptor block from here, Jim?
Okay, 8 miles due west.
8 miles due west, so pretty close.
And a bit higher,
Yeah.
a bit younger.
Utah's not a small state, so that's, in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, in this stretch of 8 miles, we have 14 genoholotype dinosaurs.
Holy cow.
Which is about as rich as any place on planet Earth.
That's fantastic.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know, new dinosaurs.
And
more coming.
It's cool to imagine someday maybe there being, you know, area could be like set aside for paleontological exploration and protected, but
Yeah. Certainly as rich as Dinosaur Provincial Park in its own way. I mean, they're not like dino mummies laying around here.
Sure. We've got to work for them a little bit, but
important record.
Yeah.
You know, unique. I mean, everything we're seeing in here and in these next couple levels up are only known in Grant County, Utah.
Nowhere else on the planet.
Nowhere else on the planet.
Pretty cool.
And nowhere else in the U.S. and probably never will be found anywhere else in the U.S.
So why is that? Like, why do you get that deposition here but nowhere else at this time?
Well, we had, you know, there was this widespread interval of quiescence between mountain building episodes to the west.
So just a period of quiet between mountain building.
No.
Okay.
The mountains, you know, shed sediment when they're going up.
Yeah.
And when there's quiescence, actually the ground rises again. So,
okay.
So you end up with a sediment bypass unconformity. It goes from Canada pretty much all the way down to Mexico.
Okay.
Along the mountain front of the Rockies. The severe, you know, mountains that are myorogeny. And basically, in this area, during the late Paleozoic, there was a big basin formed from the ancestral Rockies to the east. And in that, 3,000 feet of salt accumulated during the Ice Age at the end of the Paleozoic, during the late Carboniferous. And that salt moves. It just, salt never turns to rock proper.
It's almost like a glacier.
Yeah, well, It's, yeah, it squeezes and, you know, flows as you pile miles of rock on it. So in this area here, while everywhere else in the western part of North America was eroding, we have this basin that forms here. And part of the reason the basin's in this area is Arches National Park. That's where the salt started going up. So you've got this big uplift, the Salt Valley Anticline. And around it we have this big, huge depression, the Northern Paradox Basin, that preserves these faunas.
So that was a basin, like a giant bathtub. For sediment to roll into.
And everything else was erosional. The upper Yellow Cat, where we get the, you know, it's probably happened even pretty quick. And during that time interval, you know, we have a lot of ponds and lakes. You know, it was internally draining for a while. Now it's, you know, looking for places like where there's salt, you know, motion could be real important in filling some of the gaps we have in the history of life on land, in other places as well.
So that's awesome. So like during this time, just about everywhere else in North America was an erosional environment.
Yeah, it was just sediment.
Rock
you know,
being
there were
destroyed.
streams and things, but dinosaurs, but there was water, you know, they were depositing sediment.
So in this one basin, you had deposition going on, the chance for dinosaurs to actually get buried.
Yeah. And
very cool.
It's totally unique, you know. And I'm very lucky to have tripped onto it early on in my career.
Cedar Mountain Formation, just, It's nice to see it finally getting some of the attention it deserves, but I still feel like it's...
Well, 30 years ago, you wouldn't think it deserved any attention.
Exactly, yeah. People didn't think that, right? Yeah.
Well, there was only 2 dinosaurs known from it, and they were misnamed as it was. I mean, they were scraps. Because no one was looking. You know, Morrison is so good right under us. That everybody focuses on him like Morrison. This rock was just considered a barren zone. Part of his mission description was there were no dinosaurs. So that kept people away.
That's crazy, Well, it's good to be here now. Like you say, these are the good old days right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, we're making, you know, major discoveries on our fist. I mean, if you look at the other people working on these rocks now, you know, it's a golden age of discovery.
Pretty awesome. Thanks, Jim.
Another caudal centrum. I've basically been lying on here and realized was exposed. Pretty much got it all. This piece catches this weird keel. Kind of interesting word. And this piece, you know, fits
on. Winter Wolfstar says, have you ever found a nano T-Rex? They are my favorite dinosaur. That's an interesting question. I've gotten to work with the world's smallest and youngest baby T-Rex, or at least one that's known from more than like one element. Chomper Rex, which I think is currently at the Badlands Dinosaur Museum in Dickinson, North Dakota. Helped dig that up in 2013 and 2014. But yeah, as to whether or not Nanotyrannus is a different genus than Tyrannosaurus, that's it's up for debate right now.
Yeah, we should hear more about it soon.
Yeah. Yeah, and Lee G says, can you tell how long a dinosaur lived from its fossil bones? It's difficult, but we could do a thing called histological sectioning, where you basically cut open one of the limb bones, You make a thin section of it, and you count the growth rings. I'm oversimplifying here, but you count the growth rings like you do on a tree stump to figure out how old it was when it died. The thing is, they kind of stop growing quickly toward the end of their lives, so the lines seem to get closer and closer until they form what we call an EFS, an external fundamental signature. So it could be really difficult to actually tell how old the animal was exactly when it died, in terms of, you know, how many years it had been alive. But, yeah, you can tell if it's young or old, at least, by doing that pretty easily.
Yeah, certainly know the growth history and general age and maturity, when they get sexually mature, all that good stuff. You need a population.
Yeah.
For this hadrosaur, eventually, there'll be enough of a population they'll be able to do it. You know, that's neat. But you really do need a population of material.
Yeah, because you might have, like, weird circumstances, like a major drought or something like that, or sustained drought that, you know, the animals just might not be growing during that time. And
well, if you got a population like this, oh yeah, got a lot of history. She hasn't done the biggest stuff though.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2.
Forget what her conclusion.
Nice.
Nicely done. All right.
Scared the crap out of me.
I didn't know that was going on right now. Holy cow! Did you guys see the flip?
Holy flip!
Somebody clip that. Nicely done, guys.
I would have at least looked up if
I would have worn. Yeah, I know. I was like, whoa.
I was like, whoa! What the hell?
Holy cow!
Yeah.
I got scared.
Okay.
Startled me.
Where's your meat?
Oh man.
There's some seriously wet rock under there.
Yeah.
Sloppy wet.
Okay, where'd the clipboard? No.
Crap load over here.
Yeah, there's a crap load somewhere.
Here's a few.
Could you give me that big ruler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And here's a few more just in case.
Yeah, I figure out which one's at the log.
Lock it up.
Got to record.
Let's see.
Stuff, yeah.
Stretch goal for the day.
Accomplished.
Shadow Ryukage, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hello from Norway. Hello from Utah. How's it going?
Say hello from Norway?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Norway.
I love Norway.
We love Norway. The Birkebeiner, Pullman Colon.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
haven't done yet, but I'm going to go.
it's in Norway? Do some Nordic skiing?
The problem would be fun to go in the summer.
Actually,
not as good.
it's only called Nordic skiing if it's from the Norway region of Scandinavia.
That's why they call it Nordic skiing. And alpine skiing is from some other place. Other mountains.
It's only called plaster if it's from the Paris region of France. Otherwise, it's gypsum product.
Only champagne.
Winter Wolfstar says, can you tell if a dinosaur was male or female? That's really tricky.
Short answer is no.
Yeah, I mean, they don't seem to exhibit what we call...
Looking for evidence of, you know, medullary bone for egg production.
That's the only way that we've been able to really do it for sure, yeah.
But that's only periodic if that is.
It's only if she's gravid that you can tell. Although apparently Dave Verricchio doesn't necessarily buy that. He's not sure about the whole medullary bone thing, if it actually is medullary bone. I'd like to hear his take on that. Yeah. So yeah, if he's right, then we don't have a way to tell if a dinosaur was male or female. Because just like with modern birds, it might be that the male and female skeletons are identical. They might only vary in size.
You're going to carry all those out of that hole, right?
But still, they'd be kind of overlapping in
Carry all
size.
those out of
You
the
know,
hole,
it wouldn't be,
All these?
you know,
Yeah,
non-overlapping.
The hole has to be cleared.
Yeah.
We're just,
It's not doing it now.
Well, we're probably just whittling it down so it's not 500 pounds.
And Neolithic, I've not thought about moving to Utah. No, I've got a car. I can come out here when I need to.
Lucky
When you move from the promised land of California.
I know, yeah, yeah.
Where rent is cheap and it's safe.
The jobs are plentiful, and the rivers are choked with gold.
California dreaming.
So along the way.
So I tried our
Put some flowers in your hair.
Actually, there aren't any in California because Danny checked.
No, we do have pieces. There are some elements at UCMP.
Oh, yeah?
But there aren't any that... Yeah, that was the thing, is that, was it Hutchinson and Chiappe published on it in the 80s, but they didn't name it. Yeah, they restrained themselves and didn't give it a name, because they only had like a pubis and an ischium or something.
Good boys.
Yeah.
That's called responsibility.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see here.
We'll call it there, probably.
Ducked the question. Andy, what do you mean? I can't catch everything. Yeah. Oh, and Good Personality's got a great question. They say, I'm confused about the fossils and what they're made of. I've heard that they're not being bone, the not being bone statement, but is that true? It's not true, actually. No, they are bone, but they're bone that's been partly infused with mineral from the surrounding rock.
Yeah,
And
the poor,
maybe
a lot of
groundwater.
times all the mineral bone
Yeah?
came from the calcium and the plants those animals ate. It's exactly the same mineral bone that, you know, it was in the Mesozoic. It's just all the pore space, cell spaces, blood vessel, diversion canals, all that stuff gets filled up with minerals.
Right.
Or not.
But it often doesn't, right? They like Morrison
Sometimes
bone
it's
is
not
super-
that permineralized, yeah.
Morrison bone's really permineralized, right?
No.
And then you go to the Hill Creek and you've got all the trabeculae exposed and you know.
No, Morrison bone has that too. Yeah, most of Morrison bone, the original bone, is still there. It's just short.
Really?
So it's super hard.
Okay.
But the matrix, the bone, mineral bone, is mineral bone. And I accidentally lit Morrison bone on fire when it was all filled with carbon materials. And it was black, not from uranium minerals, but from carbon. From charring the bone.
Yeah.
It's really surprising.
You accidentally lit it on fire?
No, we're burning glue off.
Oh.
So we started looking at the bone, starting to check, and started charcoal. Whoa.
What bone?
That out.
What element?
I don't know. Big bird. Sauropod. But, you know, I got more, you know, it's carbon. You put it's black bone before you put a diatomic to it, and nothing. I mean, they block the uranium from the background. So you put a diatomic on them, it goes down.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nothing in it. Jet black. You really never know that stuff. But almost, I almost have never seen bone in my entire career where the mineral bone wasn't the same mineral bone as produced by the animal. That's why we can do isotope work on them. You know, because those molecules are still sitting there. You know, fluorapatite, you know, for the most part. Pretty stable. Unless it's acid.
Let's call it there as far as depth.
Yeah, if you can let it sit and dry overnight, that would be good.
We got most of the really heavy stuff that's obviously not important.
Nice.
So.
That's not to carry it too far.
Just this corner.
We only have so much room.
What's the largest thing I've dug up that wasn't a dinosaur? Sewer pipe one time.
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know.
It might have been a new species of pipe.
I know mine.
Maybe the oldest pipe ever found.
Phytosaur.
I'd make another joke, but
Lumbosaurus.
family friendly.
Dug up a giant phytosaur skull.
Oh yeah. Shoot, that would be from like a 10-meter long animal or something? That big phytosaur?
Probably, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Skull.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a huge animal.
Skull was...
As big or bigger than like a saltwater crocodile? 1.7 meters.
I think so.
Yeah, that's
the jaw
what
was
people
like-
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, the full skull 1.7.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's like as big as the one at Berkeley, maybe. Big
Yeah, it's one of the big-
Rudiodon skull.
We've been told it's one of the very biggest skulls ever found.
Awesome. So
And it's one of the gharial types, but massive.
the really, really
Not real
long.
slender.
Yeah.
It's a massive rostrum, but then a big little gigantic.
Nice.
You know, with big teeth.
They're super cool. Phytosaurs, for anybody wondering, they look like crocodiles, but they are crocodiles before there were crocodiles. They're a type of archosauromorph, right? Are they archosaur relatives?
Yes.
They're archosaurs, yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes they put them right at the very base.
Yeah.
You know, and
probably on your
sometimes a little
taxonomy
higher
sheet.
up.
They might be, actually, yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
ancestry of, the basal ones is not poorly. It's pretty poorly now.
But yeah, during the Triassic, they just thrived. They were everywhere. And this is before, crocodiles evolved. But if you were to encounter one of these animals in life, you might go, oh yeah, that's a weird-looking crocodile. But they're not crocodiles at all.
Or you'd probably say something
Don,
more
you
like,
done with that?
Get it off me! Get out! Glub, glub, glub,
We get a
glub.
lot of them because they lived in great places to become fossils,
Yeah. They're hanging out in the areas where
hanging out in the water.
fossils are formed.
Contemporaries of
Crocodiles
some of the
are
first
all over the
dinosaurs.
place.
I wonder if they would have... Well, they probably wouldn't have burrowed.
dinosaurs?
Phytosaurs. I mean,
No.
crocodilians do.
And there's been nests reported that other people just not a chance.
Really?
Yeah, this guy's probably gonna deserve its own bag.
But yeah. Phytosaurus sounds tough, says Beats International.
Plant lizard, right?
Yeah, it's phyto,
that's
like,
right, huh?
like,
Phyto?
yeah, like plant.
Probably more
Is that because the first one was found like among a bunch of plant fossils?
I think so, or maybe
Is it
somebody
coke?
mistook it for a plant-eating animal. Maybe they didn't have any teeth. I don't know. Somebody look up why they were called phytosaurs in the first place. Enlighten us.
PHYTO saurs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Oh yeah. Let it all hang out.
And Dinosaur Dave, that's an interesting question, yeah. What is it in the Archosaur morphology that allows them to re-evolve the same croc-like,
It's not just archosaurs, though. It's all sorts of...
Champsosaurs do that? Yeah.
Temnospondylus, like Prionosuchus,
Uh-huh.
early whales,
Yeah.
like Ambulocetus, Cucucetus.
Yeah, it's a good fish. Yeah, you look at a pliosaur skull.
Mm-hmm.
You know, big long skulls. The big thing when you're trying to clamp down on a fish.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a big broad mouth like a metoposaur,
Uh-huh.
you squeeze your mouth down and water gets pushed out.
Yep, not very
Which
hydrodynamic.
is one
yeah.
reason fish have developed their jaws so that they have suction feed when they bite.
Yep.
Pull water in and out at the same time they're biting down. So
Yeah.
they don't push their food away.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing's got this long thing, and at the end they get this rosette. It's like a fish hook.
Yep.
You don't catch it. If it doesn't, instead of letting it flow to the side.
And it's evolved so many times. It's just like a really practical kind of, body plan to have.
If you got to slap something together to catch a fish in the water,
Yeah.
it's better to do something narrow
Mhm.
than big and broad.
Yep.
You're just gonna move puts a lot of water aside.
Big jacket. Start. Yum.
Loading them up.
Pulling it down.
All right. Well, 5:30. Got an extra half-hour stream today, everybody. Lucky you. And Freelancer, would dinosaurs have rolled in the mud to get rid of insects and bugs? Yeah, probably. Wallowing behavior?
Only if we told them to.
Maybe that's
Good
what
boy.
what that Mierosaurus was doing when it got stuck.
Maybe a big ol' mud bath.
Wallowing in the mud, maybe?
The
Who knows?
non-feathered kind would be more likely to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, how many, I guess, feathered animals do like dust baths. Like we're doing right now,
Hey, is there a little sample bag somewhere?
Yeah.
Anyway, let me
This one deserves its own.
pick up the camera. We'll think about wrapping up this stream. But so if you got any questions, now's the time. don't hesitate.
I don't know. It may work. I don't have to.
Let's see. Put this back together.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice. There we are. Yeah. Spinosaur swimmer or wader? I think we'd all probably agree Spinosaurs were waders rather than swimmers. For the most part. But yeah. But yeah. And Hershey, Maine. I don't think we're going to have any karaoke right now, but who knows? That's something that usually kind of happens spontaneously. Yeah. Not necessarily something you can just snap your fingers and make happen. But yeah. And Wheel 6-2 would have been the predator to prey ratio back then. A lot like it is for modern mammals. Like, since meat-eating dinosaurs were warm-blooded, yeah, you might have maybe 100 plant-eating dinosaurs for every big meat-eater of a similar size, something like that. You know, kind of similar to, like, you know, lions versus wildebeest or something. But yeah. Anywho. And can paleontologists tell the difference between a mutation and a new species? No, that basically is the same thing, Frozeniak. Yeah, I mean, that's how new species develop, is there's mutations that occur. And then, yeah, those mutations, those genes can spread throughout a population, and then you get species changing. So you're basically describing kind of the same thing. I mean, a new species is just an accumulation of, you know, mutations over time, population-wide. But yeah. And let's go ahead and see who else is on Twitch right now. And we'll think about doing a raid. Here we go. Go to home. And watch. There we go. Who else is on right now? Let's see. Roscoe, Kanara. Paleostream. Shoot. Let's go raid into Paleostream, everybody. If you would like to watch a paleo artist do his thing live on Twitch, then you are in luck. Raid Paleostream. Beautiful. Alright. Well, thank you everybody for being here today. Hope you had a good time. Hope you learned something. I hope you've got maybe a better sense for what it's like to dig up dinosaurs, how it works, and all that good stuff. And we'll be doing this again tomorrow, same time, same place, so tune in then. But everybody, thank you so much for your enthusiasm, for your questions, and maybe most especially for your financial support. I couldn't do this without that, so thank you. And y'all take care of yourselves, and if you can, spend some time outside, you know? There's a big, beautiful world out there away from your computer screen, and you should go out there and enjoy it, you know? Anyway, till next time, everybody, you take care of yourselves. Let's go check out Paleostream. See you there.